Hey, BeerTubers, Ryan here with my top 10 of 2011. I wanted to put together a summary of all the beers I've actually reviewed on my channel. I only chose these top 10 beers from beers that I did a video of, but I had some other fantastic beers that I didn't get to reviewing or had draft only. I'll do another video on that, but here are my top 10 beers that I reviewed. There's no particular order. I tried to get a decent selection of beers, different styles in there, but these are the ones I kind of felt that stood out the most to me in 2011, and I'm looking forward to trying even more in 2012. So here we go. Cheers. The complexity in this beer is absolutely amazing. I'm starting to pick up some tobacco notes in there. It's starting to remind me a little bit of Hair of the Dog's Adam, if you ever had that beer. You get like tobacco. I'm not really getting like a leathery quality, but tobacco, I'm getting some chocolate in there. You kind of get that cherry note that kind of reminds me a bit of Stonewall barley wine. Plus all the dark fruits. Big caramel notes on this one as well. Yeah, just a really nice drinking beer. So I'm going to give this one an A. It's excellent. I would like the mouthfeel to be a little more for this kind of beer, but it's so smooth and drinkable with 5 years of age on it. Now, how would this taste fresh? I don't know. Maybe I can get one in a trade eventually. Yeah, this is my favorite Gueuze that I've had, and I've had some good ones. I've had the Three Fontaine, and a couple of the Cantillons, and I think this is my favorite. This is like a really expensive 12.7 fluid ounce bottle, but it's worth it in my book. Get a shot again. I'm going to give this one a big fat A+. Considering how hard it is for me to get some of the other lambics, I mean, although it's been harder for me to get this one lately, but the fact that you can still get this one, yeah, I think it's probably the best. It is the best Gueuze I've ever had. It'd be hard to top this one. And it happened to be also one of my earlier Gueuzes that I even tried, but phenomenal beer, just excellent. A+ for me, worth the price. Definitely a treat on a nice warm day like this. Glad I finally got to this one, so I recommend it if you can try this one to pick it up. It's a little softer. I'm getting less alcohol, more vanilla. Definitely comes out, and then the taste-wise is so complex. So. Grade-wise, I'm going to go A+ on this one. It's one of the best barley wines I've ever had. I would put this up there with I'm not a huge barley wine fan. Another absolute winner in their proprietary series. It's got a nice full-bodied mouthfeel, but yet it's still very, very drinkable. So. There's a reason why this is one of the highest rated beers in the world, and it's an easy A+ beer for me. It's excellent. It's worth trading for if you can't get it. I can't get it out here, so I always try to get a couple bottles every release so I can drink one, within the year of its being released, and then cellar another one for at least a year, if not longer. So I'm hoping I have a 2010. Gonna have another 2011, maybe do like a 3-year vertical at some point, but yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with anyone that thinks this is one of the best beers in the world. So yeah, A+ for Founders KBS. It's a classic and highly recommended. It does balance out. There's not an intense like hop character lingering on your palate. It just dries out nice and clean, and you're just ready for another sip. So you know what? I didn't think I was gonna give it the score I'm about to, but yeah, this is an A+ beer, no question about it. Fantastic double IPA. So glad I was able to get a bottle finally. This was up on the top of my list of IPAs that I want to try, and I've tried some fantastic ones. Yeah, this is first beer of the day. You can't taste any alcohol, which is a really scary thing. And the intensity of the notes in this beer and how well they all work together, just brilliantly brewed beer. Fantastic A+ type of material.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, that's it. A+ around the table. Do what you can to trade for it. I guess you can probably buy it on eBay. You can definitely buy the barrel version on eBay for like $100 a bottle or something. So.
But this is fantastic. So drinkable for 11% and pretty dangerous. And very, very hoppy. It lives up to the name. It's a great way for me to start IPA day, and I'm going to give this one an A+. This is just fantastic. When I got a growler of this, I opened it up. It smelled like there was tropical fruit juice in the growler instead of beer. It's so drinkable for the ABV, and yeah, just another fantastic beer from Alpine Beer Company. And it's going to wrap it up. I'm going to try some more IPAs today, but I've already reviewed them. So I'm finally glad to finally get a fresh bottle of this one. This is maybe a couple weeks old at the most, so worth trading for if you can't get their stuff. To me, this is the finest example of this style I've ever had. So it's either a good place to start if you've never had one and you want to try the best. If you've never liked one before, maybe try this one to see if you like this, because either you're going to love it or hate it. I mean, it's such a big, bold beer, yet so drinkable. I mean, so I got to give this one an A+. This is fantastic. I am definitely going to be buying quite a few bottles. Highly, highly recommend drinking this one fresh, although I'll probably save one or two to see how it might age, say 6 months down the line, 3 months down the line, something like that. But yeah, go pick this up. This is pretty widely available. Every single state I believe that Stone distributes in will be getting Stone's 15th anniversary Escondidian Imperial Black IPA. So I highly recommend picking it up if you think you'd like this style. It's worth at least buying once to try it, and it's pretty reasonably priced for a bomber of anniversary beer that's over 10%. So do yourself a favor, pick one up. Yeah, A+. This is amazing, amazing Imperial Black IPA, the finest one I've ever had. Really takes this style to a whole different level. So, and that's what that's why I'm giving it A+. So, but the complexities that are involved in the malts, I mean, it's up there with some of the best dark beers I've ever had. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
This is the right amount of smokiness. It's not too much. It's there. There's some sweetness, but it doesn't finish too sweet. It's not cloying at all. You get nice lingering notes, but it's not too lingering. And it's highly drinkable. I mean, it's a medium-bodied beer that's really highly drinkable. Really so I can see why people really like this beer. And yeah, thanks to OD for sending this one out. This is worth doing a 40-ounce challenge to get this kind of beer. I mean, this is fantastic. Yeah, this is really nice smoked Baltic porter, and I gotta give it an A+ because by far the best example of this of any Baltic porter I've ever had.
Yeah.
So it's blowing me away. So I gotta give it an A+. It's just such a complex, wonderful beer by Firestone Walker. One of my favorite breweries, and this is one of my favorite beers of all time. I mean, the first time I had this last year, I hadn't had too many barrel-aged Imperial Stouts, and it just blew me away. And this year's batch, I mean, as far as I can tell, it's as good as I remember it from last year. So, I mean, I got to give this thing an A+. This is one of those beers that everyone, I think, should try at least once. You might not like it as much as I do, but as far as like Imperial Stouts and barrel aging beers, Firestone Walker is head and shoulders above everyone else at this point in terms of what they're doing with their barrel program with, non-sour beers. I mean, in terms of the stouts, the barley wines. I mean, they do some of the most fantastic beers. They blend them in really well, and of course their anniversary year ale every year just has all these unique components to it, and that's always fantastic. So it's going to wrap it up for Firestone Walker's Parabola. One of my all-time favorite beers.